Michelle with Crafty Servings. See if I get my All right, testing it now. Let's try one more time. I had it. Let's try one more time. Can you hear me now? I'm going to leave this a little soft. This is painful. Can you hear me now? I'm going to leave this a little soft. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Finally. Oh, this is difficult. I don't know why it has to be such a struggle. Can you still hear me? I hope you can. Difficult. All right. Yay. Thankful. All right. We are doing this cutting board from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance. Oh, actually, I don't even know that I got it on clearance, but it was normally $3.99. This was on Valentine's Day, but you can get these almost any season or any holiday. This one was a Valentine for $3.99. I know I would have got it on sale, which would have been at least 40% off. But use what you have. You don't necessarily have to have it as a cutting board, but I like this ridge. If you don't, you could do the whole thing on the back here without this extra ridge, but I'm just going to put the picture right in the middle. And we're going to get that cut out first. And then I'll show you, we're going to be doing some painting. We are going to be using these butterfly buttons, but I'm painting the back side of it. We're going to use a cute other button. And we're using these little, did I tell you, we're using popsicle sticks. So I have these little ones. we're going to use them. I think I just need one more. I already cut some of them so that you don't have to sit here and watch me do them. But I like the rough edges, so we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. I did have these cute little, these cute little bird buttons, and I did paint one, but I'm not sure that we'll use that. I don't like the shape of them. Oh, your hubby makes them awesome. All right, so these papers I had gotten from Temu. I'd show you the different papers that were in here a couple of weeks ago when I got my order from there. The one I'm using is this one. It's so pretty, but we're going to be adding to it. All right, now I want to go like mostly up to the top. So I'm going to tip it upside down, and I just want it on the center. I'm going to tip it upside down and try and get it sort of straight. But then I'm taking a pencil, and you know how you were when you did with a kid, or you show the kids. Just wiping on the back edge here so I can see exactly where I'm going to cut. Now, if this wasn't straight on the inside, it probably wouldn't turn out, but when I flip it over, it should be straight. It looked like the same. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. I used to love doing this, you know, with the kids and doing leaves and everything else. But you can see that edge when you do this. Don't move it. I want the inside edge. Make sure I'm getting the inside edge and not the outside edge. You're not going to see this part at all. Okay, so you can see the ridge there. It's warm in here, and it's so cold outside I should crack the door. All right, and I'm just going to cut that out. I think just by the look of this picture, you can tell that I want to make it the rustic look, but you certainly can do this not rustic. Match whatever kind of decor you like. I got an idea what we're putting on here. All right, and then that's going to fit right in on here like that. You know, honestly, just Mod Podging this on like this on this cutting board would be so pretty, wouldn't it? But we're not going to stop there. Not going to do it. That would be really pretty, though. The colors go so good together. But no, we're painting, we're making it rustic. All right, so we're going to set this aside now, and I'm going to show you the popsicle stick. So we're going to put this paper aside completely so we don't get that wrecked. This came from the outside. I've been pruning my wild rose bush. So it's getting green here. Leaves are starting to bud out, but it's cold today, 40s, and again, wind. We have had so much wind in the last month. It's crazy. 20-some mile an hour winds all day again today, the way it sounds. All right, we'll get this out of the way. So now I'm making, let me show you. Let's see how we do it. You can see this is sort of rustic. I just broke those pieces, but I used pliers to do it. And we're making a little birdhouse. Let's see if I can get my pieces lined up in here. There should be a longer one. And I'm breaking the top sort of diagonal and the bottom. Okay, and I'll show you in just a second. So we've got let's see. We've got roof pieces that I'm cutting 2 of just so that it's more stable when you set them on, because this is going to make a 3D effect like that. All right, so we're doing 2 like that. I just want to see I already have them done, so I just want to see that I have that. Okay, like that. And then we're doing 2 on the bottom like this, again, to make that 3D effect. All right, so I've already got the 1 done. I'll just show you, and all of this is the same technique. I just figure you didn't need to sit and watch me do it. And then I cut 1 down. We'll see how long it is. We might need to do it a little bit shorter, or a little bit longer, maybe when we put it on the paper. So we'll see, because I don't want it to cover the flowers that are on there, but I want it to, I want this 3D look. So all I'm going to do is just take this pliers and break it. You can use whatever kind of pliers you have. And I'm just breaking these edges to make it look a little bit rustic. You can use regular popsicle sticks. These are just the short ones because I had them. I don't want that rounded edge. Okay. So if you want it to look a little more rugged, you could also just pinch it in like this and squeeze it and pinch some of that out. You can do that. And we want that rustic look. So I do have my tape out here because we're going to crackle today. We're going to crackle it. Good morning, Vicki. Good morning, Diane. Hello, Rita. Oh, we've got a new newbie on here. Welcome, Jessica. I see Rita welcoming. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. All right, I'm just going to lay this tape. You know what? So I get a little less tape on my paint board here. Let's do, I'm just going to use, at first I thought I could just stick it on this press and seal, but I can't. I thought maybe the popsicle sticks would work on there, but we're just going to lay this on the press and seal. I think we're going to need 2 strips of it. Good morning, Peggy. All right, so we'll just do 2 strips. So we're going to do crackle on these popsicle sticks and on the board. Good enough. Okay, so I want to make sure that we have the right side. So these are all good. Like I said, we're going to paint on them. You don't have to worry about painting the back. But we're going to crackle these. And we're going to crackle the board. Okay, so these 2 will go together like this. So I'm just going to put this on here. Put that one on there. And then these will go like this. So we want to make sure that if you have a specific side you want out, you want to make sure, because you're going to see the top and the bottom because we're putting them up like this. So you're going to see this side and this side. All right, so we're just going to lay it like that. So we're going to paint on that. And this is our stick for on the bottom. I hope that's the right length. So, and then we're also going to paint this butterfly, but we're not going to crackle the butterfly. All right, we are going to crackle this though. So let's start off. We're going to use the Waverly Truffle. Good morning, Cindy. Thank you, Rita. Appreciate it. Let's get a brush out. I'm trying the lavender and vanilla Starbucks coffee. It's a bay, or it's your pods. I don't know. It's all right. I don't normally buy Starbucks. I like some of the other brands, but It's okay. All right, let's just start with these. And I'm just going to paint. I'm going to be a lot less messy doing it with this tape. I don't normally have my tape on the table. So I'm pretty early today, ain't I? This isn't my normal time to come on either. All right, and you want to make sure you get the sides stuck there. You want to make sure you get the sides and the top edges. If you miss a little on this, it's okay, because we're putting the crackle medium on, and then we're going to put paint over the top. So this is like a background. We only need one coat. Again, it's background, and we'll definitely be aging it up even after we get the crackle on. We did have a good Easter, Ginny. Thank you. Yesterday was actually a very quiet day, though. So our Easter was Larry and I. We had the kids over because, I mean, you have families on both sides of with the kids and our kids-in-law. You know, they had things planned yesterday, and one had it at a lunchtime, the other had it at dinner time. So it just wouldn't work for yesterday. And we always like to do like an Easter egg hunt and everything. So we decided we want to make it work for all of us. And Larry and I are always flexible most of the time. But for them, so we did it Friday night. But it was a rainy day. It was raining. So I like doing the Easter egg hunt outside. We have a very tiny house. And as the kids now are getting older, I mean, our youngest is in kindergarten now, but to hide them in here isn't that challenging. So we just made some fun games. We did the obstacle course, carrying the egg. My granddaughter and I, we laid chairs around and put table out. You had to crawl under a table, run around chairs, jump over things. And we're going to do this, the side. You know what? Do we have to do the side? Yeah, we can. So we did that, and that was fun. And most of us partook in that. They kept saying I was cheating, that I didn't step over the chair. I went around the chair. Well, as you get older, you're concerned about your bones. So, but then we also, after that, because I still filled eggs. So what we did was that spatula game, you know, where you lay them all like on a table. So we did it on the floor, on the carpet. We laid them all there, and they had to use a spatula to try and scoop eggs into a basket. And that was only easy for my granddaughter, and everybody else struggled with it. So then we got the the pinchers out, whatever, you know, tongs, the tongs out. And that was easier for the rest of them, except for my granddaughter. But then I also put, besides like stickers and candy and stuff like that, I had made up a bunch of like things that they had to do and put them on paper and put them in the egg. So like, come give grandma a hug, or give grandpa a high five, or dance with your mom, which was for the littles that would have got it. Dance 10 seconds with your mom, or play bloody knuckles with your dad. So my grandson learned a new game doing that. He's hooked on that game. And or waddle around and quack like a duck for 10 seconds. So I think everybody had fun with that. One of the girls got a slip and asked me, do I really have to do this? I said, well, yeah, you have to do all of them that you get. And it was to hug my oldest grandson, Caden, who's almost 20, it was to hug him, and he just looked at her. He said, "Come here, Harley." But then he said, "You better not have a picture of this." So it was all fun. We involved everybody, and that's what's important. So how was your all Easter? All right, I think that's it for that one. So we just need the one coat, and we need to dry it up so that we can put the crackle on it. Well, people don't play that anymore, Laura. I don't know why it popped into my head. I don't know why it did, but I'll tell you, that house is playing it now. Until somebody gets too rough with it. Well, it's that or the slapjack. I mean, that's sort of the same word. I could have said slapjack. I guess I didn't think of that. You got to make fun with what you have, right? When it rains, you still have to figure out something. And good thing we had a couple days notice. It really looked like rain for that whole day. So my daughter and I were thinking ahead, plan ahead. The one thing we wanted to do if it wasn't raining, she saw the game where you tape eggs onto the adults and let the adults run and let the kids try and catch you and get some of the eggs off of you. We would have liked to do that. Oh, Ginny, I'm sorry. Okay, Laura, now this comment is sort of grayed out that you have. Why is that? Okay, you gotta make sure this is really, really dry when we're doing that crackle effect. Now, I'm not so concerned about the sides of these popsicle sticks, but the top definitely has to be dry. And you have to be careful when you're doing this on here. It's melting the plastic a little. That's all right. Just got to make sure it's dry. I'm not crackling the sides either. I'll just paint. It's just going to be crackle on top. Now, you're not going to see this middle part, but I'm just going to put the crackle on the whole thing. Just so I don't have to guess. Where to try to get that edging. We're just crackling the whole thing. Oh, Easter bingo would be fun. We play bingo a lot with the kids and grandkids. A lot. My daughter has one of those spinner things. And so we play a lot when we get together with them. All right. Okay, so I'm using the Home Decor Crackle Medium. I know it's backwards. I apologize. I don't think we have to shake this either. No, but we do have to make sure we get a good coat on it, and then it dries again. Thank you, Grace. You too. Oh. Okay, we're putting a good coat on all of these popsicle sticks, and we're going to just do the whole board, even though you're not going to see the whole middle. And we're going to build a birdhouse right on this, on the paper. Okay, and we're going to make the whole thing look rustic. I think what takes the longest on this project is breaking these popsicle sticks so that they're the way you want them for your birdhouse. Okay, that's good. Now I'm just doing the the top of this. You could use Mod Podge too. Like some people do, what is it, the glue, or some use the Mod Podge, I think, and do it wet. Whatever works for you for crackle effect. I'm just using this crackle medium. You can use the one-step crackle, but I like the idea of this. The one step, you have to put something in between then. You only use one layer of paint, and I want this dark background. It does say you're not supposed to over brush this, but I have to make sure it isn't bubbled up and we don't have big amounts in this middle area. Okay. Now we got to dry this completely. You use glue to crackle? Yeah, whatever works for you. Whatever works. Hello, Mary. It's gloomy here too. And I think it's supposed to be all day. And then rain again tomorrow. Windy again today. Very windy. Okay, the popsicle sticks, the ones that I'm doing on here, oh, I don't have my board. The ones that I buy to do, that I have here, you can use regular popsicle sticks, are 2.5. They're called the mini craft sticks. I know it's backwards. I'm sorry. This is the woodpile section at Hobby Lobby. They're called mini craft sticks. They're 2.5 inches by 0.35 inches wide, so 2.5 inches. So then you just cut them down to the sizes that you need. Each one, because I made the angle for the birdhouse, and you'll see as I put them together. I would say the tallest one is probably, if this is 2.5 inches, I'd say the tallest one is probably about a 2.25 when you just break off that edge and you just make them from there. Even the ones going across the bottom of the birdhouse are very close to probably 2.25. And you could do this on a large paper and use larger popsicle sticks. And honestly, what I would have done, and I've done this before, I've done a birdhouse like this before. And what I've done for the door before, but this is too small to use these. I'm just getting this out while I'm drawing. The Tim Holtz frames work beautiful and look so pretty. So if you do this larger, you could use like this as a frame for the birdhouse, for the door, for the opening, or you could use, these are all like Tim Holtz. You could use something like that and put it on, paint it dark in the circle, and then put that on top. So that's a thought if you do this project on a larger basis. Use something like that. And I would have loved to do that, but I don't have any small ones. It was snowing by you, Linda. Oh, crazy. My husband thought it looked like a little mixing in the rain earlier, but I didn't see that. Hello, Nancy. I'm sorry. So this is, we just have to make sure this is really good and dry to do the crackle. I don't want it to bubble out. I have to be careful so I don't melt my plastic. Make sure you're saying hi when you come on. Tell me where you're from. I love to see that. There's some messages on there. Still see wet areas. We really gotta make sure it's dry or the crackle won't work. 84 sounds balmy. Lisa, you guys check out Lisa from Lisa's Crafting Closet. I'm a follower of yours. Hello, Ashton. Alabama, all those places I bet you are balmy right now. We're waiting for that, you know. We had a really nice winter, but man, our spring is getting long. Okay, there's just a few spots left. So besides breaking your popsicle sticks, probably the drying time is probably the most. But I really like this crackle medium that I use. I really like it. It works great. But use whatever crackle effect you want. You all have such nice weather. But you know what? I'd still rather live in Wisconsin. We don't deal with hurricanes. We don't have a lot of tornadoes. We don't have a lot. Okay, see some. Arizona is in the house. Heart and Soul Creations. My name is Marsha. I'm new to your page. I love your craft. Oh, thank you. Welcome, Marsha. You guys check out Marsha. I hope you like what I do. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. Now we're gonna just do the layer of paint on top. I just want to make sure all this is dry. Yeah, the in between is okay. And so you just want to make sure. You can see there's some parts that are a little shiny yet, but I think we're okay with it. I don't think it's really wet. So I'm going to use the wicker white, folk art wicker white for the top. I'm gonna just dry off my brush. Yeah, and this crackle effect is from Hobby Lobby too. You can get it other places too, I think. It's the folk art crackle effect. Sorry, again, it's backwards. It's crackle medium, the home decor. So it's folk art. Just cleaning out this brush. It's a nice brush. Lisa, thank you for welcoming her. You found me from Etsy. Normally, it's the opposite way. Oh, and you like my bees? I'm actually going to be making some of them probably today and adding them into my Etsy shop because some people have been asking. Yeah, normally people find my Etsy shop from here. Oh, awesome, Kathy. Thank you for following me that long. You're a diehard. You're a diehard. Okay, wicker white. Secret for crackle is you don't want to overwork the paint, but you want the paint thick enough. You need it thick enough so that it makes the bigger crackles. All right, so we're just going to get enough on our brush and don't overwork it. You know, once it starts crackling and you start moving that around, that sort of ruins that effect. Now, you may not see as much crackling on these popsicle sticks as what you will on the board. Whoops, I'm painting on top of my tape. That's me. Totally me. All right, it's already crackling, y'all. Can you see that? Can you see the crackles on there already? And I will paint the sides of this, but I'm going to let the crackle set up first because I am putting crackle medium on the sides. Again, just make sure you have a nice thick coat of paint and you're going to get great crackling. More. Come on. Okay, again, don't overwork it. Just get it on. Look at it, it's already crackling. Okay, I'm going to just save this. We're going to dry this up a little bit. And then I'll do the sides. The crackling. Rosie, thank you so much for the stars. Oh, that's awesome, Ginny. Thank you, Nancy. I'm drying the area that I did on my tape. Looked wet. The crackling is so pretty. Even the popsicle sticks really are crackling nice too. Look at them. Look at the crackle on them. It's going to be so pretty. Now, if you don't like the rustic look, don't crackle it. I don't even want to cover this middle. It's so pretty. Yeah, it works really fast. I love this crackle medium. I really do. But again, I know some people have really, really good success using the glue. Use whatever your choice is for crackle. Looks beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna glue, or I'm just gonna paint the outsides of this. Look at the crackle on here. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. All right, so I'm just going to paint the edges too now. We're going to be sanding in that, and we're going to be aging this, so it didn't need to be crackled. And you do want to do the back too if you're going to be giving this away, but for purposes on here, I'm not going to do the back. But if you notice, I'm taking the brush and I'm wiping from the back to the front so that I'm not getting that extra edge of extra paint on the front of this. I'm getting more of a lip of paint on the back, which is okay. And I'm just grabbing in the middle because it's okay if some of that goes away because we're covering that middle. Remember, we're covering the middle. So it wasn't completely dry where my fingers were on. It's okay. The paper is covering that middle part. I just did the whole thing just to make it easier for me because I wanted to make sure I got into those edges, but you don't have to do the whole thing if you don't want, because you don't. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay. All right, let's just dry this up. Even if I wasn't covering that, it actually looks okay being that. You know what I want to do too? We're just going to take this little brush, round brush, and we're going to get some of this white inside of here. This was a Valentine cutting board from Hobby Lobby that, you know, I'm sure ended up on clearance. I probably got it at the 40% off. Okay. Just want to get that painted in there. Now I want to dry it really good because I'm going to sand a little bit. All right, just on the edges. So you really want it good and dry. And we're going to wait to age it up with other paint until we have, let's see, do we want to do it before that? We'll do it before the birdhouse, and we'll do the separate pieces of the birdhouse too. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, we are going to add one more color on here. So I'm using this is Anita's olive green. We're going to just dry brush a little bit on here for that. This is the paper. It has a little bit of that olive green in it. Although that's where the birdhouse is going. You're not going to see that, but it's still, you know it's going to work for it. Thank you, Sue. Yeah, it's big and baggy. Somebody sent me stars. I can't see a name. Thank you, though. I can't see a name. I apologize. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to dry brush this a little bit of that olive. This is going to help with that age look too. And you don't have to do in the middle here because that's going to be covered, right? I have way too much paint on my plate here. And we'll do a little on these edges. And it just adds a real subtle effect. And there'll be more yet. Uh-oh, the moose is home. The moose is home. Yes, yes, the moose is home. Hello. All right, and then I think we'll do just a tiny little bit on some of these. Oh, no, we're not going to because I just wiped some off. Let's see, that's on the bottom part. That's okay. We're going to take a little white and just put on there. So make sure it's good and dry before you do that. That's all right. That'll look good. It's okay, Ginny. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's all right. All right, we're just going to peel these off of here. Well, what are you eating? I think he's in some bars. Is it Peeps? Oh, the bars. So I had a recipe from one of my coworkers for s'mores bars, and I took a picture of them when they were done the other day. They're so easy, and I posted the recipe in the comments, but we have a few left. I sent some home with the kids. It makes a big, like a jelly roll size pan. They're so good. They're so good and so easy. They're just like, almost just like Rice Krispie bars, except they're using golden grams. All right. Let's take a butterfly. One of these butterflies, one I probably won't use. I don't know. doesn't matter. And see, it's got the color on the one side, but the back side isn't. This paper has yellow in it, like a real rustic kind of dusty yellow. We're gonna just take a little dab of this and we're gonna paint that. Paint that butterfly. Now, I do have another one here that we're probably going to use because I already strung it with string. But I just wanted to show you. That's it. You can paint your buttons. All right. Okay, let's get the paper on here now, and then we'll do the rest of the rusticking it up. All right, so that's so pretty on there, so pretty. So I'm just going to use this Paint Couture decoupage medium. Use whatever you want. How do I stay so clean? I had tape down today. I normally don't have the tape. I still have paint all over, and I had tape. I had tape. All right, let's get another brush. And all we're doing is just the center part. This is always messy when I unpop this bottle top. So we're gonna do that. And I'm not doing the iron method. I'm just pressing it on. But as I dry it, this is gonna crinkle a little bit when I put the paper on. But as I dry it, I'll be able to push most of those out. Just a little more. You want to make sure it's good and coated in all the way out to those edges. You have to work fast. This actually dries really fast. Okay, let's put this on here. Press out as many of the wrinkles as I mean, it's not wrinkling right now. It's as it dries that it will, and when I put the top layer on, it will. Right now, you can't say it's perfect right now, but I do want to put a sealer on top, so we're going to do the same on the top. All the way to the edges. This is where it's going to start wrinkling a little. But it's okay, we can press that back down. Okay. It is the Paint Couture Decoupage Medium. You can use Mod Podge. This is the Paint Couture. And it dries really fast, but it's matte finish, which I love. It's really a good finish. And actually, it's not even bubbling up today. If it was, you can, as it's drying, you could just push out. There's a little bit there. Just push it out. You get down there, make sure you're... Did he hide from your cash? Okay. Make sure you push it above it. I mean, honestly, it's laying really nice and flat now. As you heat it, you can just push it down, but there's our board. All right, so we're going to construct this birdhouse on here, and then we'll age everything a little bit. We'll do the birdhouse separate. Let's sand this a little bit. I don't even know what you're going to see it, because we're actually going to age it with some paint too. Now you don't want to do on top of the paper right away, because honestly that paper probably will peel if you do that. I don't even know that you're going to necessarily need that to do that step. All right, so the birdhouse, we're going to lay it out. Remember now I cut them with, that's the center, and then I cut diagonals so that they're going to fit together. Let's see. And it'll be at a nice slant. So I've got 5 of them. But again, just do what fits for you. I need one more diagonal. Where is it? Here it is. All right, so you can see there. We're just going to use our Beacon 3-in-1, my favorite glue. And just glue them together. I'm just using a real little bit because they'll stay together once you put them on the board. They'll stay together too, but I need something to adhere them right now. Like I said, I'm going to age this up when it's not on the board, and then when we put it on, I don't have to try and do that on there. Use 3-in-1 I love it. My favorite go-to. And actually, I emailed the company and told them how much I like their product. And it took a while. Honestly, it took a while, but all of a sudden I got an email back from them and they wanted my address because they want to send me a little something. So maybe I'll get a coupon or something. I use it all the time. I can tell I use it all the time. Favorite glue. You see, moving it around, it's already set up. Okay, so these two have to go together like that. And this part that I messed up with that crackle, it's not going to, you're not going to really see it, but I'm going to put that on the bottom side of the house like that. So I'm not going to glue this together until I have it on. Okay, so you're going to have that. I have 2 that are a little longer. Let's see, I think this one goes under here. See which ones go there. Those 2 go. You have me hooked now? I know, right? The picture, Sue, is I got this pack of paper from Temu. I tried going on, you know what, that was longer. Oh, it's good. I tried going on Amazon to see if I could find it on there, and I couldn't. So it was Temu, but use scrapbook paper that you have, okay? So this is going to go together like this. glue this together. Okay. We're going to grab just a little bit of the white paint again and just paint the top of these. I didn't get all the way down the bottom. River Hill Crafts, hello. What's your name? I'll try and remember. I promise I'll try and remember. So I see a little bit of the wood showing. If it's just the brown showing, it's okay, but I see some of that wood showing, so I want to cover up that wood. I like that side better. Okay. So that's going to go on like that. All right, so look at how this is already set up. So that's a 3-in-1 glue. It's a little bit wet yet, but once I glue it down, it'll be perfect. This is going to go on like this. Okay, so we're going to get some paint out now and start aging. I'm going to use 2 different colors. We're going to use the soft black, Decor soft black, and we're going to do just a little bit of this raw umber. Thanks, Sue. Yeah, the pack of paper, let me show you the pack of paper. So I got this pack of paper. There's like 3 of each kind. Each sheet in here looks honestly a little similar to each other. You know, some of them it's hard to tell the difference, but there's a little different. But there's 3 of each sheet. This is the one that I'm using, is that front one. That's the one that I'm using. Okay, and now I'm going to take that palette knife and we're just going to dip. Okay. I'm going to dip in the raw umber first, and we're just going to use a little of that. And put it in places. And then we're going to come in with that soft black. Now, you can always paint over it if you make a mistake, but once you're on that paper, there's no painting over it. All right, so I'm just stabbing it so that you get a little on. Okay, now I'm going to go in though with the black. Just adding a little of that brown, and I really don't want the black on top of there. I think that's good. Okay, so now we're going to go in with this soft black, which really makes it extra pretty. And look at how that looks. And we're going to do this on the house too. I should have done a little of that brown on there. And we're still going to add a little more aging on here too, besides with this paint. So that we got to dry this paint up. And just wherever you think it would look like that you got some peeling off, that's what this is making it look like, is that it's peeling off. And that's a big peel. All right. This is really aged. Get some a little bit on that inside edge here too. And we're just going to do a little around this heart. Okay, so I think that's enough on here. And we're going to do, we'll skip the brown part. I don't think you really need it, but we're going to do a little on each of these house pieces. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. There we go. On this piece. Thank you for passing me on. I appreciate that. All right, and then we're going to get a little on this house itself. Now you can paint the birdhouse hole on here, but I have a button. I think that's going to look extra cute on there. But otherwise, just use, I have one of these here. You could just use, daub that in the black or the soft black. Okay, I think that all looks really, really good. Do I need a little on the butterfly? Maybe, huh? Just a little. Not too much. Okay, we're just going to add a little on there. That's good. All right, and then we're going to dry it up and add the little bit of ink on it to age it up some. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate that. This effect I learned from, and I've said it on several lives, Sarah from Bougie and Bosom, or Bosom and Boozy. I can't remember. Boozy and Bosom, I believe it. Bougie. In that order. I'm sorry. I love watching her. She's so good. It's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Sure that's good and dry, and then we're going to ink a little bit yet. Yeah, I love using the palette knife to do this. It makes it look so good. Okay, I'm just going to use a little dauber, and this is the vintage photo. I use this a lot, or I also have espresso, which is a pretty color too. Just going to rub a little in some places. That's good enough on there. Now let's do this. So you're going to really see it on here. I'll show you the difference after I do this a little bit on here. Just adds that little bit of aging. You can even go onto the paper some. I tell you, dabbing in an empty cover. I painted on tape today instead of a stick. Quite the day. This is so pretty. Okay, let's get it on that paper. All right. Do that hole up there. So pretty, so pretty. We're just going to do simple bow on here too. It's just going to be an easy, simple bow because we don't want to take away from everything on here, right? All right, let's just start putting together now. So this is going to be laid on here. These are going to be on like this. Now one is longer than the other, so we have to make sure we do that. And I have to see where we're going to put, how high we're going to put it with this stick here. That's pretty high. I think I have to break some of that off. I don't want it to completely cover that flower, so we're going to break off a little bit of that from my pliers. I've got this pliers here, we can use that. So I'm going to break off the side that has, that I'm going to be putting up by this, by the top. So you won't see this side. Oh, that's right. This is going to be up, so that's going to make a difference. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. I'm just going to use our Beacon 3-in-1. Yeah, and if you don't like the aged look, don't do any of the aging that I did. Just paint it. And I'm just going to put along this edge. I'm going to put a little bit on this inside edge here too. Oh, I didn't need to do it all the way along, but you got it. I'm going to turn that around so I don't have that glue all along that edge. I'm just centering this one on here. Okay, I'm just adding that beacon 3-on-1. Now I did have that little bit of glue on this inside edge here. Just a little more right in there, and that's going to help hold that edge up too. Oops. So make sure I'm turning the house a little bit here. And it's okay that you see a little gap in there. We're going to add a little bit of moss, just a little. As you use a lot of this glue, if it gets thicker, it does like to come out of that top. So you just gotta wipe that off. It doesn't like to go in, but that's just when it starts getting towards the end and I combine two thicker bottles together. That's why it's doing that. Otherwise it doesn't do it. See, it sticks up in there and wants to come up. All right, we're going to add a little bit of moss. We're going to add that butterfly on, and then we're going to add just a simple bowl. Very simple bowl. Oh, and we're going to add the button. Okay, so I found this button and I added some string to it. It's like the same color almost as the sunflower. So I thought that would be really cute putting that on there. We'll do that right away. And then I think we're going to do the butterfly right over here, and that brings out that yellow on there. And I did tie string in there also. Let's do that. And then we'll add the moss in. Look, little my finger wants to stick on there. Let's push that down, make sure that's going to stay. So just check a couple times, make sure that's going to stay. All right, so we're going to take just a little bit of, we'll do a little bit of moss right in here. Oh, that's a good idea for the pin. And honestly, it doesn't do it until it gets towards the end, because then it gets a little thicker. And I mean, I usually don't have a problem other than that, but that's a good tip. I actually have pins right here. Okay, we're just going to add just a little bit of moss. I don't want too much. That's going to cover up. There was a really big gap there. I'm going to add just a little bit down here. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, make sure that butterfly's on there now and the button's on now. They're on there. I don't even have to check them anymore. Mr. Crafty Servings is busy doing something downstairs. I don't want it really unruly though, because again, I don't want it to take away from everything else on here. Just want to add that little bit. And then we're going to cover up this bottom part. And then we'll probably bring it up onto that corner, and then let's put a little over on this corner. We need just a little bit here too. I am warm today. I don't know why. It's cold outside. I think it's down to 68. I'm going to trim off all this unruly stuff. Okay, a little open here. And then we have a little on this corner. Just to balance it out a little bit. I'm going to put some over here. Okay, I think that's enough moss. So now we just have to do the bow. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate it. All right, let's just trim some of this off. So I don't want it completely unruly. These are down good. I don't have to worry about that. We're going to add a bow on it. Simple bow. Let's just get this cleaned up because it's going to stick on my bow otherwise. We're using gauze. Now I debated on coffee staining it, but I like it better white for this. Because it's already airy and you get that see-through kind of effect. I just have a piece of your gauze, cheesecloth. We're just going to tie a simple bow on here. Now I debated on maybe putting it on the side, but I think I like, yeah, I like it as a bow, I think. We're going to do a bow. See, our moss is sticking in here already. We're going to make it longer this way. And I don't want it long because I don't want it covering up anything, but I am going to spread it out a little bit, make it a little bit messy. But we got our buttons. We got actually 2 buttons on here. We really don't need to add anything else. I think this is just beautiful the way it is. So it was just simple decorating on top of here. So if you do want to hang it, you could take, do I have jute here? Yeah, I do have a little piece of jute here. You could put jute in to hang it if you wanted. And just do that as a hanger, but what a cute shelf sitter. So I like it without. I'll just put it on here. Do you like it? All right, make sure you're commenting. I'm doing random act of kindness drawing pretty soon. So, all right, if you want to screenshot. So pretty. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Vicki. Yeah, turned out so cute. So this was one of the Hobby Lobby cutting boards, but this side had that edging on that I just cut the paper to that edging. So watch from the beginning of the process. It's easy to do that. It's easy to fit it to it. You love the 3D look? I do too. I love that. Just love it. So, and you don't have to put a lot on it just because there's a lot going on when you're aging it anyhow. You don't need a lot of extra, but yeah, you can see that on there. So, all right, let's do random act of kindness drawing. Is watching. I don't know if I go way back that I'm always seeing is watching. Jackie Hornbuckle. Private message, you're a new name. Private message me your mailing address and I'll get you happy mail. Please do a random act of kindness for someone. All right, that's the deal I make. Well, welcome, Pat. Well, I'm glad you made it on. Thank you so much. So, hi, Anna. Anna, you always come on as your page name, please. All right. Create a Creative Home is Anna. She's so sweet and I love what she does. She has a lot of good ideas. Thank you, Rita. All right, so here, let me turn it a little bit so you can see the 3D effect on it. You think you're gonna make one? It was really cute, isn't it? It turned out so cute. Love it. And these are all, now that one I might end up taking up and adding a little more glue to it. That one's a little loose yet. But I mean, it'll definitely stay. If you're not going to ship it anywhere, it's going to stay. So, all right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad you guys are going to try. Hello, Emily. How are you? So, all right. I'm going to hop off. I don't think I'm going to come back on for a live today. Do you want to see what I got from Goodwill now that I already did the random act of kindness drawing? And I'm going to do a craft with that. It will be a simple one. Do you want to see it? I'll get up and get it if you do. It's just a find I found from Goodwill, and I can make 3 projects with it. Let me just grab it. Now, I'm going to take this apart and make 3 projects, but look at these angels. Look at, you can do this angel, you can do this angel, and then you got your middle angel. I'll just have to put wings on the middle angel, but each one have the feet. I love the rusty on it. These have the wings already, so I won't have to do that. So it'll just be doing wings on the middle one too, but I could do 3 projects with this. And they've got a heart. This one has the stars. It's like 3 projects in one. Isn't that just cute? Love, love, love it. I love this rustic look. So I got it for $3.99. So to get 3 projects out of it, it's going to be really, really cute. So I'm anxious to get going on that. But yeah, I love it. And all the rusty metal on it. I mean, it's already got all that rusty metal on. I don't have to take any of that off. I honestly will probably just do a little bit of the distress ink on here. There's not a lot. I don't want to repaint them. I don't. I love their hair. Look at the hair. I might do a little halo. We'll see. But that's my other find. So, all right. hopping off. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked how it turned out. And it was really an easy project. So if you have any questions, you can ask. But otherwise, hopefully I'll catch you all on Thursday then. So you all have a good day.